feet, I might be biased, but I love them things. And again, you throw some leg kicks, you know, but for me, it's just a body shot and the way you stalk people.
On the feet, I think Jack wins it cleanly. I think he'll jab, switching stances. He'll have a bit more fluidity due to the fact that Islam's not going to be changing stances so regularly.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов...
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем...
It's going to be more than Jack's takedown defense, and then when it goes to the ground, it's going to be a bad night. But if Jack can avoid some of those spots, there'll be moments for him if he can make it to the fourth.
Just watching what Volk did to him, like that first fight, definitely gives me confidence. You know, I aspire to be someone like a champion like Volk, and yeah, I'm definitely want to get it back for him. For Aussies.
Absolutely. Everyone's talking about JDM and the huge upset he could pull off in the UFC against MMA bogeyman Islam Makhachev in their blockbuster welterweight showdown. Pros are backing him to dominate, and even Khabib is sounding the alarm. Today, we break down why JDM could shock the world and what it means for his opponent inside the octagon.
This next one with Islam, I don't know what the streets are saying. I don't really tap in too much, but I know the streets will probably be like, oh, you're just a striker, you know, boxer. Islam's gonna do this or that.
I think a lot of people look at it as like striker grappler, but it's not really. Like Islam's more than just a grappler. Like he's a strong all-round. Obviously, he's one of the best MMA guys. I think a lot of people just think he'll be able to hold me down. I think I got some tricks to get up.
I don't think he can keep you down. Even if you hit the ground, like I said, your butterfly guard, but I think it's the urgency.
Yeah.
You're just like, nah, it's like the floor is lava.
Several UFC stars have weighed in on the fight, giving insights that are fueling excitement. Paddy Pimblett, for example, did not mince words when he expressed his hopes for the Australian fighter. Pimblett emphasized that Della Maddalena has the boxing skills to control the fight on the feet. He believes that if the bout remains standing, the Australian could take full advantage and dominate. Pimblett's confidence in Della Maddalena reflects a growing sentiment among fighters who have been watching his rise and development in recent years.
But I hope JDM absolutely punches his little head in. Yeah, I hope JDM batters him. And if he can keep it on the feet, then he will absolutely batter him, and I hope he does. Islam was chatting pony the other day.
Welterweight contender Ian Machado Gary also shared his prediction, leaning toward Della Maddalena as a potential winner. He also mentioned the possibility of a knockout, stating that Della Maddalena could pull off a win in a decisive fashion if everything goes according to plan. He said, "I genuinely believe stylistically Jack Maddalena can win the fight." Ian Machado Gary told All Out Fighting, "I can actually see him doing it by knockout as well, and I would lean towards Jack. However, it's going to be very interesting to see what the pound-for-pound #1 looks like when he moves up a bigger weight class." The fight's intrigue is enhanced by the fact that Makhachev is moving up a weight class, which could introduce challenges that the lightweight champion has not faced before. Former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya echoed this interest, noting that he expects Della Maddalena to successfully defend his welterweight strap if he executes his plan effectively.
The feet, I might be biased, but I love them things. And again, you throw some leg kicks, you know, but for me, it's just a body shot and the way you stalk people. You're not scared to get hit or slip a punch to rip one back. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Are you gonna call your shot and say who you want next, or just...
Nah, they can come to me, right?
The king.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Ben Vickers, Della Maddalena's coach, has contributed to the fighter's confidence, dubbing him part of a dream team as they prepare for UFC 322. Vickers believes that the Australian skills are at their peak, and that the extra guidance and preparation in the coming weeks will allow him to enter the octagon at his very best. Vickers' faith in his fighter reflects the meticulous planning and training that Della Maddalena has undertaken, aiming to capitalize on any opportunity presented by Makhachev's move up in weight.
Sharp, I really do. I think it might actually be a bit easier than the Bilal fight, just given the styles and that. Like Bilal's a bit more unorthodox, so a bit harder to cope with, whereas Islam's a more traditional sort of striker. Obviously a slightly smaller guy, and I don't doubt he's going to put the weight on, and you know, there's two ways it could go. Does the weight cut, does not having to cut weight help him, or does carrying that extra weight hinder his cardio? You know, we don't know how that's going to play out yet. He's obviously never fought at 70 before. As a competitive fighter, I don't think so. It's going to be his first time stepping up a weight class in a title fight, doing 5 rounds. with the champ. You know, it's a tough ask for Islam, and I understand.
Beneil Dariush, a lightweight veteran, also weighed in, expressing his belief that Della Maddalena could surprise Makhachev. Dariush highlighted size and cardio as crucial factors in the fight, suggesting that the Australian's preparation and conditioning might provide an edge in enduring the pace of a high-stakes contest. He admitted that his prediction is based on feel rather than hard analysis, emphasizing that the matchup is difficult to call definitively, but expressing optimism about Della Maddalena's chances.
I'm gonna lean now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now this is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Adding another layer to the predictions is UFC legend Khabib Nurmagomedov, who also coaches Makhachev. Even he has acknowledged the challenge that Della Maddalena presents. Khabib described the Australian as a tough opponent and noted that, in his assessment, he might be Makhachev's most difficult test yet. He pointed out that Della Maddalena brings size, strength, and boxing skill to the fight, along with excellent scrambling ability and grappling exchanges. Khabib's acknowledgement of these attributes highlights the unique threat posed by the Australian fighter and sets the stage for an intensely competitive bout.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов...
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Мадалена.
Bilal Muhammad, another fighter analyzing the matchup, broke down the potential dynamics of the fight. He noted that if the fight goes to the ground, Makhachev's top game could dominate. However, Della Maddalena's scrambling ability and understanding of ground techniques might offset some of Makhachev's advantages.
This breakdown, obviously Islam versus Jack. For me, breaking down this fight, stylistically, obviously trained with Islam, fought Jack. It's gonna come down to if it hits the ground. If it hits the ground for Islam, I think his top game is gonna be really good. He's very smart, very controlled, doesn't let you off the hook when you make a mistake. Jack makes mistakes on the ground. He uses it to scramble. He has good scrambling ability. He has moments where he's like lapses safety, right? He'll give up his back, he'll give up his neck, he'll give up an arm triangle. And you can't do that with Islam. Islam's gonna see that and he's gonna exploit it. I think if Islam comes out wrestling right away and forcing that takedown right away, making that work, it's gonna be a long night for Jack.
Muhammad emphasized the importance of positioning and control, highlighting that Della Maddalena will need to stay in the center and avoid being pinned against the fence. He also observed that Makhachev's takedown offense could challenge the Aussie, making it crucial for Della Maddalena to maintain distance and implement his game plan efficiently.
Obviously, for myself, seeing him, being in there with him, he's very smart. He's good on the feet. He has good hands. He doesn't give up on himself. He always pushes through. So Jack's not gonna be like a quitter, but he has to take the center. He has to be in the middle. He has to force the action and try not to get his back to the fence. Because we've seen in the Poirier fight, Islam really wants to get you to the fence. Poirier did a good job of keeping the center and he defended a couple takedowns. But honestly, I just think that Islam's takedown offense is going to be more than Jack's takedown defense, and then when it goes to the ground, it's going to be a bad night. But if Jack can avoid some of those spots, there'll be moments for him if he can make it to.
Della Maddalena himself has confidence in his strategy. He stressed that he has studied Makhachev's fights and understands the areas where he can create opportunities. While recognizing Makhachev as one of the best fighters globally, Della Maddalena believes that his preparation, particularly in grappling, provides him with tools to disrupt Makhachev's rhythm. He is confident that his techniques can catch the champion off guard, allowing him to assert control at critical moments.
What's something that you think he's probably not going to be prepared for in you, where he's kind of underestimating you?
I think maybe the grapple. Maybe I think his best case, he probably in his best mind would be thinking, take me down, hold me down, submit me. So I think the grappling, I'll be able to surprise him.
Yep. Just a strength in the grappling as well.
Yeah, I believe so. The right techniques for his his sort of A game, I think will throw him off a bit.
Yeah.
Other fighters have expressed their opinions as well. Sean Brady highlighted that the matchup will be challenging for Makhachev and praised Della Maddalena's ability to create scrambles and regain his footing. He pointed out that even if an opponent manages to secure takedowns, the Australian's ability to fight back and defend against submissions makes him a formidable adversary. Brady also revealed that while he personally would prefer Makhachev to win for his own legacy, if he were to place a bet, he would back Della Maddalena, citing the Aussie's chances as an underdog with the skills to upset the favorite.
Selfishly for me, I would want Islam to win because I want to fight Islam as for a legacy thing. And I think I can beat Islam. I think I can beat anybody in the world. And I want to grapple. I want my grappling to go against his grappling and see who's better. You know, I really would love for that to play out. But if I had to pick, and I know Jack would be the underdog.
Makhachev, meanwhile, has acknowledged the challenges of the fight, particularly as he moves up in weight. He admitted that cutting significant weight impacts recovery, estimating that he might only feel 60 to 70% recovered by fight night. This physical toll could affect his performance, giving Della Maddalena a possible advantage in energy and stamina. Despite this, Makhachev remains excited and determined to see how he performs against the Australian champion.
I saw his defense, you know, a lot of guys take him down. Like I think all his opponents in UFC take him down, but he feel good in the ground. When somebody take him down, he not panic, like try to do some mistake, and he know how to defend.
Volkanovski, speaking on Submission Radio, also gave Della Maddalena high praise. He described the Australian as having all the tools required to trouble Makhachev, citing his performance against Belal Muhammad as evidence of both striking power and grappling confidence. Volkanovski emphasized that Della Maddalena's ability to control fights on the feet, combined with his improved takedown defense, makes him a serious threat in the welterweight division.
I mean, you can't doubt him. Look, he's a welterweight, and you've got Belal, who's a grappler, wrestler. Look how he handled that. And then you know he's a beast on the feet. And then he's early, and I guarantee you from that fight, his confidence in grappling and takedown defense has just gone to a whole nother level.
Former middleweight champion Rob Whittaker agreed, highlighting Della Maddalena's grit, determination, and ability to handle takedown attempts. He believes the Australian's striking and mental toughness could allow him to control the fight and emerge victorious.
I'm going to go Jack. I think he has the gut, the grit, the determination to fight the takedown attacks that Islam is going to go for. And I think in a striking fight, straight up, Jack is better. I think he wins in the hand. I don't think Islam is going to be as like gun-ho with the takedowns as everybody believes, because Jack has that level of offense off his back. Jack has nothing to lose. And I think Islam's got everything. He's the hottest prospect right now in MMA.
Ian Machado Gary echoed these thoughts, noting that Della Maddalena's stand-up skills could dominate the fight, while the true test lies in his to defend takedowns consistently over 5 rounds.
The fight for me really is when Islam grabs a hold of Jack, how good has Jack improved? Because Islam is world class at that and has been for probably his entire life because of the way he trains and where he has come from. So can Jack stop that consistently like he did against Belal? Because he did a phenomenal job against Belal at stopping that. But can he do that against someone who's just cleaner, more technical? On the feet, I think Jack wins it cleanly. I think he'll jab, switching stances. He'll have a bit more fluidity due to the fact that Islam's not going to be changing stances so regularly.
Gary's analysis underscores the tactical elements of the bout, pointing out that while Della Maddalena's striking is impressive, his ability to counter Makhachev's wrestling will be critical to securing a win.
So I think Jack can do it on the feet, but the question mark is, can he stop the takedown consistently over 5 rounds?
At the same time, Della Maddalena is confident that he can leverage the lessons learned from previous fights. He referenced the first bout against Makhachev, noting that it provided insights into the champion's style and tendencies. Della Maddalena believes that being the bigger fighter in this matchup gives him an additional edge. He emphasized the importance of damaging Makhachev early, taking the fight to the champion, and asserting control from the start. His strategy relies on forcing Makhachev to respond to pressure fighter, rather than allowing the champion to dictate the pace.
And do you find when you go into fights, people are surprised about, because like sometimes when Islam might go in a fight, they'll be surprised at, how good he is at wrestling or whatever. Do you find how when you go into fights, people are surprised how good your striking is sometimes? Like they think that they can stand with you, and then all of a sudden they're on the back.
Yeah, I think so. I think, just staying calm in there, they sort of underestimate how much that can confuse you when someone's so calm. And then, I think I'll be on the feet. I believe we'll spend a lot of this fight on the feet, and I'll be able to surprise him.
Yep. All predictions from fighters, coaches, and experts point toward an intriguing clash of styles. Makhachev's grappling dominance and championship experience will be tested against Della Maddalena's striking, size, and strategic approach. Analysts like Pimblett, Gary, Dariush, Volkanovski, and Whitaker see the potential for the Australian to succeed, each providing detailed reasoning for why the bout could tip in his favor.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
That's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. We go Islam, Topuria, and JDM. JDM's he's fun to watch. So that's going to be a great fight. He's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM. He's kind of like he's secondary on that, but you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So, he's definitely grown. We'll see how he carries the weight.
As fight night draws closer, the UFC community continues to speculate, debate, and analyze every aspect of the clash. The narrative is clear. Makhachev is the favorite, but Della Maddalena has the tools, mindset, and preparation to deliver a stunning upset. Predictions vary, but all agree that the fight will be a true test of skill, endurance, and strategy, offering fans an unforgettable showdown in the octagon.
But like I said, it is hard to try to get like an accurate gauge on what it's going to look like, not knowing how Islam is going to look when he moves up. Okay, it's always the question everybody asks when anybody is moving up a weight division or down a weight division. Okay, there's so many unknowns involved. But saying that, I think that Islam can do everything that Belal does, but way better. Okay, way better. So, and the fight, I thought Jack handedly had the fight, but it was a fight. Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there.
With so many experts, fighters, and coaches weighing in, the anticipation for UFC 322 has reached an unprecedented level. Every punch, takedown attempt, and defensive maneuver will be scrutinized, and every fan will be watching to see if the Australian underdog can live up to the predictions and shock the world. Whether through superior striking, clever grappling, or tactical execution, Jack Della Maddalena has the opportunity to rewrite expectations and cement his place among the sport's elite.
Well, I think he can do the impossible.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know, man. When you're going up to the welterweight division, those are some big boys. And I know Islam Makhachev walks around fairly heavy, but a lot of these 170s, they walk around real heavy.
That's the full breakdown of UFC 322 and why Jack Della Maddalena could shock the world against Islam Makhachev. We've covered predictions from fighters, coaches, and experts, and everything points to an unforgettable showdown. Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button if you're excited for the fight, and don't forget to subscribe to Boxism for more fight analysis, updates, and exclusive insights from the world of MMA.